Pennsylvania's state system of higher education. 14 universities, infinite opportunities. This week, we explore the opportunities available at Edinboro University. First, Chancellor Frank Brogan will tell us a little bit about the university and what it offers to its students.
Hello, I'm Frank Brogan, Chancellor of Pennsylvania's State System of Higher Education, and welcome to our program, Infinite Opportunities. This is our opportunity to talk to you, the people of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, about our 14 wonderful publicly funded state universities scattered all over the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, providing degrees, baccalaureate, master's, and doctoral to the people of the Commonwealth, people who attend here from out of state, and indeed people who attend from other countries around our world, ultimately providing a backbone experience for the workforce of Pennsylvania for the years to come. I'd like to take this opportunity not only to announce the addition of a new president in our state university system, but in so doing, welcome him at the same time. Recently, the opening was created at Edinboro University, one of our prominent institutions in northwestern Pennsylvania, very near Erie. Established in 1857 as a private institution of higher education in the preparation of teachers, as is the history of so many of our publicly funded state universities. It has evolved and morphed over time. It is now home to some wonderful fine arts programs, business programs, health-related programs, and more. The presidency was posted, a national search was held, and we are pleased to announce that the new president, as of July 1st, is Fred Walker. Dr. Walker has a long and prestigious career in the world of higher education. He has undergraduate degrees from Fresno, Cal State, and went on to graduate degrees across the country at Iowa State University. He took that background and put it to work in the world of higher education in areas of technology and engineering and applied science, ultimately becoming the dean of the College of Applied Science and Technology at the Rochester Institute of Technology, a premier higher educational institution. He now comes back to his roots, and he comes back to the world of the presidency as a person who really believes in our student population and in their higher educational needs for the future. So we're delighted to announce his presidency. We know he's going to do great things with Edinboro University in the future. Now let's head to Edinboro University and find out a little bit more about their academic program, their student life experience, and very importantly, the great faculty and student body of Edinboro.
Coming up next, explore more opportunities offered at Edinboro University.
Invest in me.
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 I'll be your future public servant.
I'll be your future advertising executive.
I'll be your future accountant.
I will be your future motivational speaker.
I'll be your future lawmaker.
I will be your future teacher.
Invest in me. I'll be your future videographer.
Welcome back to Infinite Opportunities. Next, we'll learn about the services available to Edinboro students through the Office for Students with Disabilities.
The reason I chose Edinboro was, first and foremost, was wheelchair basketball. Our coach was the previous coach for Team USA, and he was great at developing new players, so I wanted to come and play with him. Right after that we had one of the top programs for students with disability in the country.
I have a learning disability, So I chose Edinboro because they can work to fit my needs.
What sets Edinboro University apart from other universities when it comes to providing services for students with disabilities, in part is due to our 40-year history. Edinboro University began its commitment to working with students with disabilities in 1974. And so at that time, Pennsylvania named Edinboro as a campus to be accessible to all students.
There really isn't anything that our Office for Students with Disabilities can't help with.
We do everything that we can to assist students in gaining full access to their education, both in the classroom and through participation in extracurricular activities.
I'm very involved outside of academics. I'm currently the president of my service fraternity.
I'm in Alpha Phi Omega, which is a community service fraternity. I am also the secretary of AIRS, which is Adaptive Intramural Recreational Sports. And what we do is, our mission is to integrate able-bodied students and disabled students into activities to do together.
At Edinboro, the campus culture is committed to providing fair and equal access to all individuals who seek higher education.
Where I grew up, it was never emphasized.
I never had able-bodied kids and wheelie kids interact with one another so openly. Here it gives them the opportunity to just be like everyone else.
The Office for Students with Disabilities at Edinboro offers a testing center, occupational therapy, and a life skills center.
The professors have been open about the accommodations and know about the OSD.
We also offer an on-site residential personal care attendant service for our students, which is supervised by a registered nurse, and we have a team of qualified personal care attendants and nurse aides who assist our students with their activities of daily living.
I probably would not be where I am today without the support and the compassion shown to me.
They're the only one that has a really good personal care program, and that's why I chose Edinboro.
People don't realize how much more expensive it is to administer care and really live.
If I could thank a donor for the scholarship,
I would just hug them, honestly.
there's really no way that I know to put into words the difference that they've made in my life.
It means a lot for them to be so generous.
Our Office for Students with Disabilities works every day in every way that we can to help students achieve excellence and success.
Edinboro is definitely the kind of campus that'll help you further your goals and kind of gives you that independence so that you'll be able to fully make a difference in the world.
If you decide to go to Edinboro, you won't regret it. As a disabled individual, it's the best years of your life.
Next, we'll hear about how Edinboro University recognizes the merging of academic excellence and sports participation with their scholar athletes.
We really pride ourselves on striving to have our student athletes become a whole human being. And then when they graduate, they'll take their education and their diploma with their experiences of sport, and then hopefully the stuff like the Make-A-Wish and the charity and the giving back. And they'll go out and really, provide well for themselves.
What we do is we try to foster an environment that they're going to be successful, both in the pool and in the classroom. With the flexibility of our program, our scheduling, they're able to get the classes they need with the professors that they want in the time slot that they choose.
My coaches have helped me. They have supported me very well. They're always sending us texts and saying, hey, are you on this? Have you done this? Do you have any questions for me? And they're always just really open to meeting with you anytime they're free to get you on track and where you're going. And they're very easy.
They explain to us all the time how their goal is to help us get to where they are. So, any help in any, is very appreciated.
The main thing for me is just knowing that you have people there to help if you need. Like you have people to talk to if you're having a bad day, if you're struggling in schoolwork. if you're struggling in a subject, you can go to them and talk to them, and they'll try to help you out as much as you can.
We feel that we connect, and what we do with our students, they connect with one another, and they connect with, an athletic family. And I think that's what we do. Sports can be through life's lessons. And when you come to the college experience, yes, it is the classroom and the book knowledge, but what we can teach them, through time management and teamwork and part of that family, we teach them that the importance of latching on. Everything else kicks in.
The skills of learning how to balance everything are definitely going to be really useful, because whenever you get a job, do anything, you're going to have a bunch of different projects you have to balance, different things you have to do. And between swimming, ROTC, and schoolwork, I've had to learn how to balance three major projects, and do it all while physically exhausted from practicing so much. So if you're able to do that, then anything else that the real world can throw at you, it really isn't going to be that difficult.
I have a wife and a 7-year-old son and a 6-month-old daughter. For me, my time with my family is most important over anything else. I want to make sure that when I came back to school, I wasn't sacrificing my family life. And the balance there, it's been tough, but I work hard to make sure that I get everything done.
We're very proud of our student athletes. We try to present the culture in our athletic department that being a scholar athlete is important, but we ask those student athletes to go out and encourage their teammates to get that next level.
I can see a lot of myself in my son. I want to set the example for my son and later on for my daughter, so that they can know that, even if you feel like it's difficult, you can still do anything as long as you work hard at it.
Having a degree with human performance and also being an athlete puts me at a better position in getting a job over somebody who's just, in the major. But it helps me with knowing that I know time management, I know a lot of people, and I know how, discipline, I know how to get things done.
I think that playing a sport in college, it has helped me a lot. It has made me learn time management, more responsibility.
Athletics teaches some of those intangibles that you don't necessarily learn in the classroom, and I think that's what employers are looking for today. Employers are looking for people with not only a great college education, but those other attributes that make people successful.
I love Edinboro University. God has blessed me to be here.
Welcome back to Infinite Opportunities. Next, we'll learn how the honors program at Edinboro University helps students build their self-confidence and develop more creative projects.
The honors program is very important to Edinboro University because it provides an opportunity for students who perhaps don't have the finances but have the intelligence to excel.
Being in the honors program makes you realize that there's more than just the honors program on campus, because you meet so many different people from so many walks of life that you get interested in what they're doing through the honors program, and then you want to join more clubs. So there's a pre-healing arts club that I found out through a girl that's in the honors program. There is biology clubs, nursing clubs, any type of art clubs, anything that you could possibly want to do. There's someone in the honors program that can help you get into it because they know what it's about.
As honors director, I work very closely with the students to guide them to reach their full potential. We have a well-rounded program here where the honors students have many opportunities for academic experiences.
So there's different internship opportunities, and I have shadowed at a few UPMC hospitals. Also, the honors program broadens the opportunities by offering study abroad programs. And I'm actually going to Africa in summer 2016 for a month with our zoology teacher, and Edinboro in the honors program offers scholarships for it, so it's really helpful that you are informed about stuff like that.
So one of the things that we have added to the honors program is having our students present at conferences and helping to fund them and raise the money so that they can do that. And we've had for the last few years students going to the National Collegiate Honors Conference and present their research, and it's been very, very exciting for them. This is 5,000 honors students from all over the country with all different honors programs.
Megan came up with a project that she was doing with Terry McKelvey over in art. She was very interested in some of the mathematical laws of perspective and how they related to artistic principles.
In that project, I basically made 2 paintings of the same still life, and one was meant to be viewed from 1 foot away from the painting, and the other one was meant to be viewed from 15 feet away. And in these paintings, I basically used math to figure out the linear perspective involved in making them.
Guiding students to reach their full potential is a difficult thing, and one of the best things that we can do as educators is to find those things that really motivate the students. In Megan's case, she really wanted to do something that contributed further to her ideas and her development as an artist, to how these different ideas interacted, the mathematics and the art together. And because that was something that was very interesting to her, she did a lot of really hard work, figured out a lot of different things that were very difficult. And I think she learned a lot from the project. I learned a lot from the project. It was very interesting. I enjoyed getting some perspective and hearing about some of how the art comes into this, as well as the mathematics.
I feel like by being an honors student, I've gained the chance to really look at things in a more interdisciplinary way, because I wouldn't have had a chance to do my math and art project if I wasn't an honors student. I also got the opportunity to present at a national conference, which I certainly wouldn't have done if I wasn't an honors student.
One of the things that's exciting about the honors program is that we have students from every major on campus, and they're working together. They're doing creative things together every day. They're creating projects together, and it's been marvelous to have that experience for them. That's one of the things that honors provides.
Next, we'll meet the Edinboro professors who make up the team of forensic scientists who use their real-world experience to teach students the techniques to solve crimes.
After 9/11, with the crash of United 93, I had the opportunity and I was called upon to actually respond as part of the disaster mortuary operational response team. So I was actually sent to Shanksville, Pennsylvania to help with the identification of those individuals. I had an opportunity to go and help try and recover some of the remains from the actual crash site, but I spent most of my time in the temporary morgue working the triage table, so that I was actually sorting the remains into remains that could be identified potentially and remains that were too fragmentary to be identified.
20 years of my career was spent in Florida, and if you were to watch any of the major TV shows or listen to the news, most of the high-profile crimes seem to occur in the state of Florida. I've had a lot of experience, a lot of exposure to heinous crimes, many serial killers, including peripheral work that I did on the Ted Bundy case years ago. Many serial killers since then, serial rapists, using DNA to try to identify those individuals.
They found an embalmed human head down right above Pittsburgh. It's the economy borough. And the issue there was the person was perfectly recognizable, although unpresentable for essentially television and to show around. And so what they needed was a presentable version of her. And so I made a drawing immediately. As soon as they found the head, within 24-hour turnaround time, I made a drawing for them that was widely disseminated. The Institute came about almost organically. It rose from a need. You know, a lot of us in various departments noticed that this could be a thing, this should be a thing. We just kept getting requests, and we just didn't understand why it wasn't a thing already.
We began the Institute with the goal in mind of making an interdisciplinary approach to the forensic sciences.
We're trying to bring together the forensic resources of Edinboro University all into one location and really kind of foster interdisciplinary research and student engagement through the Institute.
We developed a core of the three of us to consider and talk about the options of bringing in other students into these programs and creating a minor.
Students who come from a whole variety of different backgrounds might not realize that there is a forensic application to things like psychology or engineering or even accounting.
Bringing students in under the umbrella of forensic science, regardless of whatever it is that interests them, they will have exposure to a variety of forensic science applications, whether it's forensic psychology, forensic art, forensic anthropology, general forensic sciences, arson investigation, all kinds of areas that we cover.
These are areas where the forensics world needs the skills, and if students have those interests, they could keep their major and add the minor, and then of course be better equipped to move forward.
We also really want to engage students in research and offer them opportunities to work with faculty.
We'll be looking for grants to support research, bring in students who have an interest in particular areas of research, and work with them as collaborative work.
When we do real cases, when we have good relationships with medical and legal communities, real cases come from that, and they get to work on applied skills. So the benefits will just sort of rain down on the students just from the fact that we have already very good relations and we're doing a lot of real work.
I think that Edinboro has a wealth of opportunities that we can bring to the local region, but we're maybe not as well known as some other places. And so by having the Institute, there will be one point of contact that they can make with us, and so we can make it known what Edinboro does have to bring to the forensic sciences here.
We'll offer some specialized training programs as well, teaching specialty areas, blood detection, pouring of shoe track and tire track impressions and things like that, that new officers, new investigators need to be trained in, and be able to provide assistance to the media, to answer questions that they may have about cases that are ongoing, where they have a hard time finding someone who's willing to give some background information. And so the Institute will be a resource, a wonderful resource, I think, for both the students, the community in general, and for the law enforcement community.
I think this program has a great deal of potential for growth. I think what personally I'd like to see is us respond to things. The way it happened, which was organically, is how it should also grow.
The future of the Institute is something that I'm very excited about. I've always been very passionate about the forensic sciences. I've held that passion for 40 years.
I'm really excited. I think that the Institute does have a lot to offer. I think we have a really good faculty to draw upon that do have a diversity of interests. It's nice to be in an interdisciplinary environment where people do work very collegially. We're very supportive of each other, and I think that it generates a lot of new and interesting ideas that I think it's almost really the sky's the limit. I think you'll see things that we couldn't even predict in the next 5 years will come out of the Institute.
Success doesn't come easy, but with determination, it comes often. We are all Americans, national champions, scholars, and successful alumni who bleed borough pride. We are Fighting Scots.
And at Edinboro University, we create champions on and off the field.
Welcome back to Infinite Opportunities. Next, we'll visit the Perico College to see how this Edinboro University remote campus prepares students to join the workforce or prepare for further undergraduate studies in an economical way.
When I was here in 1995 to 98, I was here 3.5 years. I wasn't focused, I wasn't ready, I wasn't prepared, I didn't get prepared for college. It was a lot going on and I was very young. And then I also had my son in 98, so I wasn't able to finish like I wanted to. And things got in the way when I started a family and everything. And I tried to go back to school several times throughout the years, and I just didn't succeed. I seen a commercial for the Perico College, and I called the Perico College and had an appointment set up to come to an open house. Went to the open house. I spoke to people, they were very nice, and they worked with me and told me there was no problem. I could start where I was trying to finish in 1998. And I started classes for the evening right after work, and I graduated in May of 2015.
Our research showed very clearly that the
educational programming that one would find typically at a community college was very much needed in the region of Erie, northwest Pennsylvania. There was a great educational gap in this area.
And so the Perico College has come in and really filled the gap, filled the void that's there in this region from not having a community college by providing an education that is affordable for students, and by listening to employers on their workforce needs and trying to fill that gap that we have between high school and the higher education institutions that we have in the region.
Porreco College was created to provide access to a higher education for students who otherwise wouldn't have that access. We were able to transform a beautiful campus where we just offered a few courses into a campus where students could finish associate degrees and where we have attracted a much more diverse group of students. And we're attracting students to the programs at Perico College who truly would never have thought that they were candidates for a college education. Although they had the ambition for that, they never believed that that was something that they could achieve.
It meant a lot to me. It really opened the doors for a lot of things in my life. I never thought I would finish my degree. It's been a long time and things have changed from '95 to now.
Cost is an extremely important barrier that prevents students from attending college. Right now at Porreco we have a large percentage of our students whose financial need with the promise equate to a cost-free education in terms of tuition and fees. That's to me, it's a game changer. It takes away the barrier.
Many students couldn't afford the higher education institutions that we have in the region. So Perico College has filled that gap, has made higher education affordable, and again, has really listened to the needs of the community, particularly the workforce needs.
We knew that we wanted to design programs that would be aligned with industry, aligned with workforce needs, so that when students completed those programs, they would actually have jobs that were waiting for them.
I was someone that didn't have hopes that I would finish my degree. I had college loans and student loans and everything, and I thought it was a waste of my time, and I thought I would never make it. So if I can finish my degree with my busy schedule, anyone can, and I recommend Perico College to everyone that wants to further their education.
Come back next week to learn more of the infinite opportunities at the state system's 14 universities, or visit us online